All right, Rich Eisen from the NFL Network will join us. Rich, how are you?
DP, happy Thanksgiving and happy Hanukkah.
Happy Hanukkah. McLevin just gave me a Hanukkah gift.
Is that what'd you get?
He gave me a book on being gluten-free.
So I guess that would be no potato latkes for you tonight then.
Is that what it is?
Well, I mean, it's sort of an odd gift to give right around the holiday when you're supposed to eat potato latkes, unless you're having gluten-free latkes, which I don't know if Judah Maccabee had that long time ago. I don't think that happened.
I'm not quite sure, but Thanksgiving, there's no rules, and now all of a sudden I'm going to be conscious of what I'm eating. Yes, McLevin.
That was actually one of the Hanukkah miracles, that there was no gluten in the latkes originally.
That's true. If they went without oil for 8 days, Dan, you could go without gluten for 8 days.
Okay. I don't know if I could go without beer for 8 days. There's gluten-free beer.
No, there isn't.
Yes.
What's it called?
Omission. It is.
You sure that isn't a perfume?
No, it does sound like perfume. What are you wearing? Omission.
Omission.
Rihanna. Omission.
Oh, my
You got the day off tomorrow.
No, I don't. NFL game day morning coming your way, 10 a.m.
Well, that doesn't really count.
Why does that count?
I'm kidding. I gotta be freezing in Baltimore tomorrow night.
Oh, you're going?
Yes.
Oh, they send you.
Yeah.
So you're out of the studio.
Yeah.
Now, how do you and Costa split the duties when you're both physically there? What do you do? Does he still toss to you when
Yes.
you're in the same building?
Yes, he's the host.
But I don't understand. If you're
He'll
in the
be
same
someplace.
building,
Yeah, he'll be someplace else.
you can't. Is it like certain Jackson family members? You can't be seen in the same place.
Yeah, we're not allowed to be in the same place same time. Yeah.
Well, that's some next level stuff right there.
I think there's a certain area, like there's a restraining order of sorts. Like I can't be so close to Bob.
Yeah.
So I think it's like 50 yards.
Okay. What's the weather like?
I think it'll be 32 at kickoff.
Okay. No rain?
I don't think there's any rain. But
you all remember last time
I know.
you were out of the studio.
Believe me, I will not go down that road again. I'm not wearing a hat. I'm not going to wear a hat.
You're not?
Nope.
Really?
I'm going to go short sleeves.
No, you're not going to go.
Yeah. I'm going to send a message to Tony Dungy and Rodney Harrison, Hines Ward, and Bob Costas.
Is that where you don't acknowledge the elements based on your garb?
It's all mind over matter, Rich.
Well, again, that's next level leadership out of you as the co-host.
Thank you.
Who can't be within 50 yards of your other co-host. That's next level.
Yeah. Well, you can see where I am on the NBC totem pole. They announced Bob Costas is hosting the Olympics in Russia. I'm also hosting the Olympics with Al Michaels. I think it's also hosting,
So you're an other receiving vote?
I think so. I felt bad for Al Michaels. Bob is hosting the Olympics, also co-hosting or whatever it might be.
Right.
Yeah.
You're an other receiving vote.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Sports Illustrated cover. Here you go.
What is it?
All right. Who do you think? NFL quarterback is on the cover. A lot of drama.
RG3?
No. Why America's whipping boy deserves your unconditional love? Who is that?
Tony Romo.
Yes. Tony Romo.
Hey, the man wins games in fourth quarter. You and I have talked about this before. I don't believe he's the reason why they have problems. He's not the reason why that they're losing. They're not balanced on offense enough. They're running back.
Why does he get the blame? Why does he get the blame?
He gets the blame because he does have the penchant for the ill-advised throw and ill-timed interception, and he has not won playoff games. Unfortunately for him, he hasn't gone to them.
His fourth quarter quarterback rating is actually very good.
It is, and he has I think more fourth quarter comebacks in the NFL than anyone in the last 2 years, and or him and Luck probably. Well, here the deal is this. I mean, he's got Aikman and Staubach on that family tree, and he doesn't have playoff wins, let alone playoff appearances. and I don't think part of that is a lot of his fault. His first playoff foray wound up with him botching a snap on a hold. So, I mean, that's what sort of set the stage for him. And I think he is a winner. And he is not the reason why that team is pretty much spot on 500 over the last 20 years. There's a lot of other problems that's going on there.
Yeah, but I need playoff appearances for him.
Yes, you do.
That's all. You know, that people always say, you always bang on Romo. Just make the playoffs. It's not hard to make the playoffs, you know, because if you know, we see this every year. You can stay in the playoff chase here, and I don't know if they're going to beat Philadelphia, but if you win 9 games, you know, you're probably going to the playoffs. They should be able to do that. They're an 8-8. There's an 8-8 feel about the Cowboys all the time, and I do think Romo's extremely gifted. Do we focus on these meltdowns in the final 2 minutes? Yes, because every game counts, and if you're not making the playoffs, then these losses, I have to put some blame on him. I'll give him credit. He played great against the Giants.
It is a quarterback-driven league. You get a lot of the credit when you don't deserve it, and you get a lot of the blame when you don't. But in Dallas, it's a quarterback-driven franchise because of who's come before him, and it just once again spotlights in my mind why Eli Manning gets unfair treatment, because he is the only quarterback in the history of our sport that does not get compared to quarterbacks who come before him in his own franchise. He gets compared to his older brother, which is not fair.
Yeah, but he gets a lot more credit than he deserves.
Why is that?
No, this is a guy in 2007. Didn't he lead the league in interceptions? Or, you know, he's won 2 Super Bowls. You get a whole lot of credit for doing that. But like now, has anybody been really hard on him? No, because he won 2 Super Bowls.
Right, but also, you know, I think people are definitely hard on him because of the number of interceptions that he threw in the first half of the season.
But I also have to factor in this, Rich, and we rarely do. What kind of team do you have? You know, Eli had a close game, had an unbelievable 2-minute drill. Without that defense, you know, then it doesn't matter what Eli Manning is doing. So you have to have, I got a Hall of Fame coach. Mm-hmm. You know, you had running backs. You put pressure on Brady. You had some good receivers, you know, so it's a perfect storm there. It's like Joe Flacco. I don't know how good Joe Flacco is. If you said I can have Romo or Flacco, I'm taking Romo, even though Flacco won a Super Bowl. I just think that Ravens defense, you know, I got to factor in who you have on your team.
True. Flacco did have one of the best quarterbacking playoff performances in the playoffs of anybody in the history of the league.
And he's got a great record, too, in the playoffs, where I bang on Peyton Manning all the time. When, you know, he's the Greg Maddux of postseason. You know,
Maddox, what do you say about Flacco? You might turn around and see him tapping you on the shoulder in the Wildcat formation.
Oh, I know. He's all upset about that Wildcat formation.
He might be split out wide, and suddenly you're standing right there. Look out.
What do you think of Josh Sitton? The Packers lineman?
Yeah, he doesn't have too much great Thanksgiving tidings, right?
No, he
for the Lions.
Yeah, he talked about their defense. I don't think there any question about that. They go after quarterbacks. The entire defense takes cheap shots all the time. That's what they do. That's who they are, a bunch of dirtbags, scumbags. I mean, that's how they play.
Yeah. That's not exactly the Thanksgiving tidings that you want to hear.
I'm not happy if I'm Mike McCarthy reading this.
No, I mean, because that you don't need anything like that
no.
in the press. You certainly don't need anything like that going into Detroit when, you know, your season is. I wouldn't say it's on the line really. I mean, 5-6-1, and if the Lions go to 7-5, Rodgers comes back for a 4-game stretch if he can come back. I wouldn't go out there and say it's on the line, but I mean this is a winnable game for the Packers, and I don't think you need any more reason for anybody to come at your quarterback and knock Scott Tolzien into the game on Thanksgiving.
Did you see where a Golden Tate called out Brandon Browner?
Well,
said he was selfish.
I did see that. I did retweet a picture of somebody saying that it's interesting that he says he's selfish because in the picture is him waving goodbye to the Rams defenders as he's running into the end zone. But apparently he addressed that he was selfish himself in that regard, and you know.
Well, he said he was sorry about that.
Yeah,
that
I know.
play.
He said he was sorry about all of that stuff. Listen. I mean, the Seahawks in my mind are still the best team in the NFL right now. And without Browner, that's a blow. We'll see if he is going to be suspended. I mean, he's still just quote-unquote facing that. You always have to, when you read these stories in our NFL media from our all NFL media folk, great people, great professionals, but you have to read the wording. He is facing it, which means he hasn't been hit with it. He might be hit with it. There's always these words infused in these reports. Likely to sit.
Could happen as early as today.
Could happen. May happen. They're looking at picking up this player. I mean, there's always this language that you need to read how these things are being reported. He's just facing a suspension, which means it may come, may not come. Who knows when it'll come? But right now, though, they are going to be shorthanded against the Saints on Monday night, but I still think that they can handle them. And I think that they will, and that the road to go to Jersey is going to go through the furthest possible place geographically in the NFC.
Rich Eisen podcast guest this week, Dennis Miller, bang, bang, bang. Jillian Jacobs.
Yes, of Community, Gillian Jacobs. It's a hard G.
Gillian.
Yes, it's a hard G.
Oh, Gilligan, like Gilligan, it's Gillian.
Yes,
okay.
Gillian.
And Johnny Knoxville.
Yes.
On the NFL podcast, richeisen.nfl.com.
My lovely wife, Susie, has just pointed to me on Twitter that I tweeted out I was going to speak to you. It was retweeted by one Keith Olbermann who says, say hi.
Oh.
So I'm saying hello.
We'll tweet back. A third-party hello.
It's a Hanukkah miracle.
Hanukkah.
Brought to you by Twitter.
My son will not be coming over for Thanksgiving, by the way.
No?
No, he's going to be with my family. For a change of pace, he's going to be with my family.
Are they all in Baltimore?
No. They're going to be in Ohio. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So
you're solo in B City.
Oh man! You know what I want to do? This is all I want to do in Baltimore. I want to take the tour of the show The Wire. That's it.
You do?
Yes. I want to go to where they shot everything, the bar they would go to, out by the train tracks.
Yeah.
All the projects.
Docs, the season 2 docs.
Yes.
Yeah.
All of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then.
And that's it.
And then we'll see Costas with no co-host on Thursday night.
With what?
With no co-host on Thursday night.
No.
Where's Dan?
I'll be there.
Where's Dan?
But I'm getting in
He's
early.
With McNulty. He's at McNulty in the bar in the corner.
I'm with Bunk right now.
That's right.
Getting liquored up. But I don't want to be with Omar.
Where's Dan? No, you're getting the Honey Nut Cheerios. There's Dan with Honey Nut Cheerios.
Yeah.
And Costas. So are you going to go Ty? Are you going to go Dickie? What are you going to do?
I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm throwing caution to the wind in Baltimore. I'm going to have a decorative scarf, I think. And
festive.
I don't know what the tie's going to look like.
You're next level, Dan. You really are.
I may not go gloves though.
No, that's foolish. That's foolish. Come on, we need you for the full pregame.
Well, our pregame is not like yours, Rich. It's not 3 hours.
It's not pregame and then pregame. That's true. I've got to pack a lunch. You know, I'm out there for the long haul.
You guys have a pre-coin flip segment, don't you?
But it's sponsored, I'm sure.
Of course it is.
Brought to you by Omission.
Happy Omission. Happy Thanksgiving, and hopefully my favorite girl, she's doing well.
She's doing great, Dan. Same for you and yours.
All right, buddy. I'll talk to you soon.
Okay.
Rich Eisen, NFL Network.
The Dan Patrick Show, weekday mornings on Audience.